Hello guys, my name is Denver, and today we are going to kick off a new series that has everything to do with learning. You can see that I named it The Appropriate Knowledge Farm, but and don't worry about what you just saw right there. That is for makeshift multiplayer. Hopefully we won't have to use makeshift multiplayer for very long. Let me go ahead and turn off the music. That way I can put my own music in here. But yes, this will be a new series, kind of a let's play, but more so a learning series. Now we have our parsnips on the ground when we first start out, and I'll try to cover a lot of new information that you may not have seen in my spring guide. So if you haven't seen the spring guide, you definitely want to check that out. Now other than that, I always check my TV. This is just habit. I did the same thing way back in my Harvest Moon days, and I like to make sure, do I have good luck today? Like right here it says mildly perturbed. Now, in the early stages of Stardew Valley, you don't have to worry so much about what the luck says for the day. It's really not a big deal. I'm going to clear out some areas as soon as I get out into my farm here. I started with just the regular farm. If you chose the Hilltop Farm and Riverlands, whatever farm you chose, it all applies. It's all kind of the same thing. I'm going to cut some of this grass out here, but you do want to be very, very careful when you're cutting grass because grass is very valuable. So like this big patch, I'm going to try to keep that as long as I can. If not, I mean, if I do need that space, it's not a big deal. Look at all the grass we have down here. This grass will go pretty quickly though once you start having animals and things like that, and we'll cover all that soon. So I don't know how long this series will go on exactly, but hopefully it'll be very beneficial to you guys, and hopefully you enjoy it. So if you find out you do enjoy it, go ahead and click like, leave me a comment, let me know that you are enjoying it so far. But yeah, I'm going to clear out a little space here, and I'm going to pull out my hoe. See, luckily we start with all 5 tools. And just to go over this real quick, to open this up, this is E for inventory. I press E. If you're using a console controller, just find the button, but there is a way to open up the inventory. A lot of people apparently don't know that there's an inventory, and they go months in game without I don't know how they pulled this off, but yes, apparently they do. Now here's our skills menu. We can just keep clicking the tabs. The skills will level up as we go. There are no skills. I was asked on the live stream which ones are more important, and honestly they're all important. A lot of people ignore fishing for a long time, and I suggest that you don't do that. I will edit all my fishing out and things like that just because it's not the most fun thing to watch, obviously, but fishing is very important when it comes to money, and that skill just keeps improving, and you can get a lot of cool things from fishing. Here is our maps tab. So if we click the map, we can see all the different buildings. Carpenter shop up here. You're not sure what that is. If you are worried about spoilers, I guess I won't tell you, and you can figure it out yourself. But it's not a very important building, but it will come into play pretty soon here. Crafting tab. We can build a couple things because we have the resources to do so. You just highlight over them, and you can see how much resources are needed to craft that item. Now in this case we have a chest that's 50 wood. The first 50 wood that I get, I always build a chest. Your inventory will fill up very, very quickly, and you want to save as many things as you can. This is just our collection tab. This is everything that we've come across in Stardew Valley. You can see that there are a ton of items. The options menu, I suggest that you click this one. Always show tool hit location. Auto run used to not be checked, but now we can auto run if you don't want. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. You can just hold shift the entire time if you're using PC. But always show the tool hit location. I also suggest, I'm going to scroll down, show flash effects. I always turn that off. I don't know why. Obviously people who have a history of seizures and stuff should definitely turn that off, and that's it. You don't have to click save or anything. But yeah, it's just I'm not a big fan of like the flashes when you start using bombs and stuff later on. But now we want to pull out our hoe, and we want to get to planting. So I do grids of 3x3, but there is no harm in just continuing on. But if you have it divisible, if your plot is divisible by 3, then it should be much easier as soon as you get to sprinklers later on. So I'm going to go ahead and water these up, and I could till just a little bit more because I know I'm going to get some more seeds, because if you look in the top right corner, we have 500 gold. Also under our gold is our journal where we keep all our quests. So we have 2 new quests here. Getting started, it says cultivate and harvest a parsnip. Good. Introductions. Apparently we haven't met anybody yet, but it'll keep track of who we've met. Now, you have a couple of options here. The one thing that I do, since we have everything in the ground, now I could chop a bunch of trees. I kind of want to drop this stuff off because I just don't want to carry this stuff around too much. I'm going to go ahead and chop some of these trees, and we'll see if we can get to 50 wood. You'll notice my energy going down with every single hit, and it's very important. Actually, you can even see if you highlight over it. So I've got 142 energy, 140. So it looks like it's taken 2 energy per hit. Energy is very, very important in this game, especially in these early days when you don't have a lot of food. So we have 38 wood right now. I'm going to use a little bit more energy trying to get to this 50 mark. Let me just put it this way. Definitely build a chest at the beginning. You want to make sure that you hold every single thing that you can. That's how easy it was to get 50 wood. Now we just go like this. We click chest, we move it into here, and we can go place the chest down. In my live stream, some of you guys were laughing at me because I placed the chest right next to the storage bin, and what it did was I accidentally started dumping things that I wanted to store into my shipping bin. So I do not want to do that. So I want to make sure that I'm at my chest and I'm dropping things inside of it. I also can drop off tools that I don't need to use right now. I'm going to keep my hoe around, and the reason is around town there are little, I call them wiggly worms that stick up out of the ground and they kind of shake. Some people call them roots, some people call them worms. You can dig in those spots, so I want to hold on to that. My axe I'm going to drop off for now because I can just come back and grab it and start cutting down more trees because I do want a lot of wood at the beginning, and I'll tell you why soon. The pickaxe I won't need right now because I'm not going to the mines. I will only need it to break stones here on my farm. So I can drop, this is 3 slots that we're freeing up. I'm going to go ahead and keep my scythe just in case down in the forest down below us, south of us, there is a big forest, and sometimes little grass and stuff like this can get in the way. Like right now, I wouldn't have been able to get out if I didn't have my scythe. I almost had to get my pickaxe to get out. So this is the northern exit to our farm, and there's also an eastern exit. I'm gonna take this northern exit. Up here, we do not have access to the mines yet, so don't worry about that. This guy's working on clearing the way for us so that we'll be able to gain access to the mines. Over here is what is called the lake. So this lake is where bass are caught, where carp are caught, and just lake fish in general. By the way, if you are not going to use the wiki, it's going to be much harder for you, but nothing wrong with the challenge. Enjoy this game while you can, especially for you new players. Enjoy it at the beginning. These bubbles out in the water, that's where additional fish get caught. As far as I know, not even the best fishing rods can reach all the way out here. So this is basically worthless over here. But this is a great spot to fish. I usually fish from this point right here where my mouse is, or this point right here facing downwards trying to shoot out here. Bass are really, really good in terms of energy because you can eat the fish, obviously, but also you can sell the fish, and fish are worth quite a bit. So that's why I said do not ignore fishing early on. This is Robin's house. She is the carpenter. She also has some family members that live there as well that we can meet later. But that's anytime you want to build something on your farm, such as a coop, a barn, a silo, or anything else, then that's where you would go. You would go talk to Robin. By the way, what I'm collecting is called forageable. So if you hear anybody say foraging, or if you see the skill for foraging, that's what it is. So every time I collect something that's forageable, I get experience, and I believe every time I cut a tree down, I also get experience through foraging. So that's how those skills kind of interact with each other. You can't really ignore them. This park area over here, there's really nothing to it. It's just for fun. This bush has a fun thing to do later on at the end of every month. You cannot use any of this stuff. You can't sit down, but sometimes you'll see the townspeople up here. This is the community center, and we'll find out more about that in just a few days. So I don't want to ruin too much. Actually, I'm not going to ruin anything. If I talk about spoilers, it's because I'm being overly careful, because I have one good buddy who, if I mention even any little tiny thing, he freaks out. So I'm just saying it will come in handy later. Over here we have the calendar in front of Pierre's general store. It'll tell you what the birthdays are for the month of spring. And birthdays are important. Obviously, it's a special day for them, but really the importance of birthdays in this game are to increase relationships. As far as I know, that's the sole purpose of having birthdays in this game, is that you want to give the people that you want to build relationships with an item that they either appreciate or really, really like on their birthday. And if you do so, you will get double, maybe, but either way, it's increased heart levels for that one gift given. Over here is the gift. It's like a gift counter. You can give 2 per week, so it'll show a check mark and then another check mark, and then you're done. You can't give them more gifts that week. So the game kind of limits how fast you can build relationship with characters, because obviously day one, if you were to just give Linus a bunch of cheap food like a leek, you would be able to be max level with him way too quickly in the game. It's a limiting factor in the game, and it's fine. You know, it takes time to build up relationships with people. Over here we have festivals. We have the Egg Festival coming up on the 13th of spring and the Flower Dance, and those are always fun in and of themselves. Over here, I was going to say, it keeps popping up the calendar, but right here is the Help Wanted page. We don't have anything today. Let's get into Pierre's real quick. This is Pierre's general store here, and the rest of his home here. So he kind of runs it out of his house. It is 2:40 p.m. You can see that in the top right corner. So we want to make sure that we get here, we get some seeds, use our 500 gold as soon as we can. You have an option. This is totally up to you what you want to buy. You can buy one of everything. You can buy a ton of one thing. You can buy flowers and kale and jazz seeds, grass. I wouldn't worry about that right now. These are ingredients for cooking. We can't even cook yet, so don't worry about that. Vinegar as well. Wallpaper and flooring, these will change every single day. The catalog is very, very expensive, but once you get the catalog, you get, as it says, provides unlimited access to all wallpapers and floors, and it's really, really cool. These are fruit trees. You have to buy fruit trees. You cannot, as far as I know, just find seeds out in the wild, so you have to actually purchase these fruit trees. They're very expensive, but they last forever. They produce in one single season, and they're pretty lucrative, especially when you get the fruit out and you can put it in kegs, make some wine or casks. I mean, there's enough to do with them. They're fun to have, but like most things, they're not an important staple of the game, and you have a lot of choice. So with that choice, do you want parsnip seeds? Do you want the beans? Do you want the cauliflower? Do you want the potatoes? If you guys are like, Denver, what do you do? I want to make the smartest decision based off what you do. Now, I can't tell you the exact smartest decision because there's a give and take. With parsnip seeds, they're cheap. If crows come, which they will eat some of your seeds. So if I buy cauliflower seeds, I'll only be able to buy just a handful of them. Not very many. I think, 9 or something like that. Not even 9. Holy cow. My math is off. I'm 5, 6. I guess we would be able to buy 6 cauliflower seeds. If we lose even one of those, we lose 80 gold. I can have 4 parsnip seeds eaten by that time and still be fine. Now the profits, though, if I don't get my cauliflower seeds eaten by a crow, which would be very lucky, then I'd have a huge amount of profit. But look, it takes 12 days. I don't want to wait 12 days. I just want to wait 4. So in my opinion, I like parsnip seeds. Now, I also don't mind putting a bean down. So we'll go ahead and let's see, what should we do? Two beans. I don't do this very often, but just for learning purposes, the bean is very different from most of the actually all the crops you see here, because beans are on a trellis. You see that wooden stick there? Beans are on a trellis, and you cannot walk through them, so you have to plant them carefully. It's very easy to plant them though, so don't worry too much about it. Hello, it's nice to meet you. This is Leah. Leah is one of the more popular, I should say, spouses across Stardew Valley. A lot of people really like Leah. Also, you can walk behind counters to talk to people too. Hey, it's it's Miss Denver, the new farmer. I forgot. I was like, is that a typo? And then I'm a girl. Anyways, I'm Pierre, owner of the local general store. If you're looking for seeds, my shop is the place to go. I'll also buy produce from you for a good price. Good. So he's just kind of letting us know, kind of introducing himself. I think we can walk back here, but we cannot go into their rooms yet. Not until, like I said, we're good enough friends. This golden room over here, we'll learn more about all this stuff later. Let's go ahead and leave Pierre's general store and some of the other basic buildings that we're seeing. This is the doctor's office. It looks like it just closed, so make sure you're timely and things. Now, the doctor's office, you won't use a whole lot, but, there's choice in this game. So if you want to go to the doctor's office and you want to say hi to the doctor, feel free. I'm checking all the trash cans, by the way, because you never know what you're going to find out of a trash can. In this case, I found an anchovy. I could eat that, and I most likely will eat that. This is Maru. She's also another spouse that you can marry throughout the game. This is Emily down here with the blue hair. Feel free to stop, spend your first week just meeting characters. You really do not have to push yourself to make tons of money and take over Stardew Valley. My mind is based off that. So if you find that a little in the guide where I'm like, money, we got to make money. Well, that's just how my mind works. That's what I like to do in even casual games like this, is kind of focus on the economic side and build up my empire as soon as I can. But a lot of you guys like the relationships in this game, so build them up. Get to know everybody. Ooh, I can read it on your face. You're going to love it here in Pelican Town. Cool. So that's Emily. These two ladies over here are married, and we can't marry them, unfortunately. That's Caroline, and here we have Jody, and I believe one of these is Pierre's wife. I totally can't remember. Shows how much I care about the relationships in this game. This is Vincent. He's one of, I believe, the only 2 children in all of Stardew Valley. That might be an issue in itself. I'm kind of curious about the theories of this. There's Harvey. He's usually in the hospital, but obviously it's closing time, so he doesn't need to be in there right now. This is Evelyn coming up here. She's one of our resident elders. Look how, I don't know if that's exactly what she'll look like on your screen, since every once in a while I change the mods around and get a new picture on there. But this is Evelyn. Evelyn's very awesome. Her husband's a little grumpy. Over here is Miss Penny, and this is Pam's son. I really like Penny, by the way. I think she's pretty awesome. I think she's pretty underrated. Let's go ahead and continue to check the trash cans. Over here, obviously collect any foraging that you find. That's Elliot down below. Over here is the blacksmith, which is right up above. We can't see it quite yet. There's the blacksmith right here. So this is blacksmith. Yes, that annoying noise is constantly going anytime you come near the blacksmith. Luckily, it fades soon. This is the museum. I don't know how they put up with that noise, but let's check the trash cans outside of both of these. I'll show you the inside of the museum. If you have any artifacts that you got from using the hoe on the ground, with the wiggly worms, you're going to get oftentimes artifacts out of there. Sometimes just stone, sometimes just clay. You'll place the artifacts over here. You'll get to know Gunther. He'll give you some rewards based on how many artifacts you send to him. Clint is the blacksmith, by the way. So if you see Clint around town, he definitely looks like a blacksmith. So you'll be able to recognize him, say hi to him. They're more so just, they're here just for... honestly isn't not really a character in the game, but more so just an NPC, a shop NPC, I should call them. There's Elliot, by the way. We can say hello to him before we head down to his house area. This is Elliot's house right here down at the beach. He has the best view in all of Stardew Valley. I love the ocean. I love the beach, and so I'm always jealous of where Elliot lives. Down below here is Willie off the docks, and Willie is the buyer and seller of all things ocean, fish related, things like that. So if you need immediate gold, come down to Willie's. You can sell fish like this anchovy. I could sell it to him right now and then go buy some more seeds if I wanted. Instead, I'm just going to keep it around to eat, because anchovies are not worth a lot of gold. You'll find out. Use the wiki, guys. Use the wiki. I don't know the exact prices of everything myself still, and after hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours in this game, I still don't know everything about the specifics, and I still pull up the wiki. In fact, there's a mod called UI Info Suite if you guys are on PC, and you can use UI Info Suite. You can just highlight over these, and it'll tell you the exact amount each one individually is worth. Plus, if I were to sell like 15, it would give you the total price that you would receive for those. Over here, if we right-click, it'll say 300 pieces of wood is needed to fix this bridge. So we will come back as soon as we get 300 pieces of wood, and that is why we need a lot of wood on this very first day. So let's keep on going. The sewer will come into play here. These are fun to read, so I'll let you go ahead and read those, but the sewer will come into play later. We don't have to worry about the sewer right now. These are some townspeople's houses again. They have trash cans out front, and we'll rummage in the trash cans. Just be careful not to rummage in the trash cans when there are people present. They will think negatively of you. So if you're trying to build up a positive relationship with them, they will actually not appreciate that, and your relationship will actually decrease. So don't let that happen. This is, I don't even know what to call this. This is where Marty lives. It's basically a farm. Cattle farm? No, because she sells all kinds of animals. Either way, it's where you go to buy all of your animals and tools necessary for your animals. She is quite annoying, given that it seems like she has the most sporadic times of all the NPCs in town. So if you go there and she's not there, or she's just walking away from the counter, try not to panic and freak out like I do. Now, this is the forest over here, in case you didn't see it. This is, well, you know what? I'll let you figure that out later. Pretty cool looking building though, right? If you press map, you can get a good look again at where most of the people lives. Oh, the ranch, of course, that's the name for it. So we get the bus stop that's next to us. Actually, I didn't go through the bus stop, so we can go check that pretty soon. And I should have, I don't know what I was doing, but I should have sold my daffodils to Pierre. Now it's obviously way too late. Let's see what we got in the journal. How to win friends. Give someone a gift. All right, so we got to give someone a gift pretty soon here. It's getting late, and a lot of you guys at this point might go, oh my gosh, Denver, it's 8 p.m. You better get home. It's so dark and scary. No, you have until 2 a.m. before you actually pass out. So as long as you're in bed, before 2 a.m., you will be fine. If you stay out past 2 a.m., you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time. Now over here, there's a reason I came down here. Besides just picking up foraging goods around this forest, you definitely want to try to go around town at least once every day at the beginning to try to see how many foraging goods you can have. Over here, this is not typical. I don't know what happened over here. I'm checking down here in these patches as well because often there's spring onions there. But these are all spring onions. And with these spring onions, oh my gosh, there are so many. This is nuts. It's not typical. Let's see how many we can get here. These spring onions are not worth a lot of money. These are pretty much, I mean, sell them if you want to. Again, the game is about choice. But really what we want to do with these is save these. And also that, man, we've got all kinds of foraging stuff. We also need to get back and plant these seeds as soon as possible before it gets too late. And before I run out of energy, but we've got plenty of time until 2 a.m. Now, like what I was saying about these spring onions, you don't want to sell them. I'm just going to straight up tell you, don't sell these. Don't sell these. Just keep them. All right, they're good. They're not worth hardly any gold at all, and the ratio to gold is way too good to sell these. So you get 13 energy for them. That's not a ton, obviously not a ton. But it's plenty in large numbers, like when you have 36. That's just crazy. I'm going to try to cut my way through. We just came through the south exit of the farm, and we're just going to kind of walk on through here. I don't want to break up too much grass, but at the same time, the grass will regrow. So don't worry too much about cutting down grass. Oh my gosh, I can't even get through here. All this stone and stuff is in the way. If you're worried about getting stuck, feel free to bring your pickaxe. It's getting darker and darker and darker, and I need to get these in the ground. So I'm going to start doing that now. And actually, let me go ahead and eat. Now, there's, of the foraging goods, there's certain ones that I eat. There's certain ones that I don't eat. I don't have any dandelions here, but there's four foraging goods in each season. In spring, it's a leek, a daffodil, a horseradish, and a dandelion. So the ones that I keep and eat are the leeks and the dandelions. The ones that I get rid of and sell are the daffodils and the horseradish. So I'm going to go ahead and just sell these right now. And if you're wondering why, but the spring onions give 13 energy, so why would you sell the horseradish that gives 13 energy? Because this is worth a lot more than the spring onions. Spring onions only like, I don't know, 15 gold or something like that. The horseradishes are worth about 40 gold a piece. So to sell things, you just go up to your shipping bin, and I hold shift and I click. Actually, I guess you don't need to do that. I'm just used to holding shift and then clicking to get everything into the chest. I don't even know if you need to do that, so ignore that. This mussel, I'm going to go ahead and sell because I found it on the beach. It doesn't really have, I don't think, any other use than just to sell, and if it does, we don't need to worry about that right now. There'll be plenty more to get. So let's sell all of these too if you want to. If you want to. I'll tell you, I was about to say again, but I don't think I've said it yet. Try to save one of everything. Okay, try to save one of everything. So if I want to pull this out and just sell two, I can just sell two like that. Let's see. So if I hold control and right click, yeah, then it'll sell individually. In this case, I think I'm going to find another daffodil. I've got all spring to find another daffodil for the community center. I'm just going to get rid of it. I want all the money I can at the beginning to spend on seeds to be able to plant. So that's my rationale and my reasoning for that. I'm going to eat my leek right now because I'm going to chop a lot of trees down. Over here, it's still 10:40. Whenever you open up a menu or you need to pause or go to the bathroom or something, just open up the menu and then you can go do your business real quick and then get on back to it, and the time will have stopped. Soon enough, we'll get items and things like that will... Why do we have separate parsnip seeds? That's interesting. I guess I bought them separately. Soon enough, you'll get items that will give you light, like torches or rings called like a glow ring that emits some light around you. Okay, so we need, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3. I'll put 2 here. And then actually, you know what? I'm going to put my trellis. Let me clear these. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I'm clearing this grass. Get this grass out of here. I got plenty of grass around the farm. You will too, so don't worry about if you need this whole area right here and clear out even all this stuff. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, let's put, I did one extra spot, but let's go ahead and put our trellis crops there. As long as we put trellis crops where we can still access them with ease, you're good to go. You're good to go. As long as, oh man, it's already 12 a.m., so I better hurry up and water this. If you notice, I am using every bit of my day to work. And that's just what I'm going to do. I'm almost running out of energy, and actually I'm going to try to, before 1 a.m., I'm going to look. I can't even get through the trellises, so that's why you don't want to bundle them up. Like if I had them all like this, like the parsnips are, we'd have some serious issues here. I'm going to come down here and try to chop as many trees and use as much energy as I can for this first day, just because I like to use every minute of the first day. Again, you don't have to. You can go to sleep at 4 p.m. if you want to, and wake up the next day. I mean, that's totally fine. There's no shame in it. No problem with that at all. I wish I can get through here. See, I'm trying to get to the certain sides of the tree so that they follow a particular direction. If you're on the left side of the tree, it'll fall to the right. If you're on the right, it'll fall to the left. If you're in the center, it's kind of a toss-up. I'm almost out of energy. There we go. I really like this finish for the day. I think we did a good job. We have 12 energy left, which is totally fine. You can get down to 1 energy. I am cutting it very, very close in terms of, in terms of time. But as long as you're in bed by 2 a.m., you can see how long it took. It didn't even flip over to 140 in all that time from the shipping container all the way to my bed. So I'm going to go to sleep, and we leveled up foraging, and I don't think anything else leveled up. That is going to be the end of this first episode, guys. It's going on kind of long. The first day is always the most important day. It always has the most information. As the days go on, though, we'll start editing, cutting all the boring nonsense stuff out of there as I continue to teach you guys and show you how to play Stardew Valley. So if you enjoyed this, click like. If you want more videos, of course, like this, go ahead and subscribe. Other than that, leave a comment saying hello to me and just let me know what's going on in your life. All right, guys, hope you have a good day, and I will see you in the next video.